Today's tutorial will show you how to export your reading history record. Here you will see we are on the CLAMS Encore website. You want to be sure to log into your account by using your username or your library card number and hitting submit. Once you've reached this page, you want to select My Account here on the right. You will see your personal information, including your tabs. You want to select Reading History here on the left. Here you will see all of the materials that you have borrowed since opting into your reading history. You want to select Export Reading History. From here, you have the option of formatting your list and sending your list to an email, printing a screenshot, or downloading it by selecting Local Disk. You also have the option of seeing everything you have below and right-clicking on your computer somewhere on this page and hitting Print. If you hit Print, this is what the default page will look like. You can see that the titles are kind of scrunched up along with additional information, and that for the 8 results of your reading history, you have 2 pages worth of printouts. If you don't want it to look like that, you can also send it to yourself in an email format. So if you hit cancel and you go back to the top of the page, your first option is full display from format of list. Let's send it to our email account and then hit submit. Once you've done that, you want to check your mail. You're going to see from the library catalog. Here is your exported list. This is what your list looks like. It includes all the locations of the title. It tells you it's record 1 of 8, has the author, the title, edition, publisher information, description, and additional record notes and subjects. This is a lot of information to look at, and you probably don't need all this information. This is an option, but it's most likely not the most feasible option in exporting your list. Let's go back and look at our other options. You also have the option of a brief display. If you click on brief display, you can then send it by email to the email that you wish and hit submit. Once you've done that, you can check your email and you will see an email from the library catalog. When you click on that, you can see your record is quite different. You will see the record number followed by the author, the title, and the publisher information. It's a much smaller and concise list, depending on the record itself. As you can see, a book record is a lot smaller than a DVD record. Now let's go back to our list and try the mark display, and then send it to our email and hit submit. Now checking our email, we will see a from the library catalog email. This shows you every field in a particular record, and you have exported it. This is not a feasible list. It includes a lot of information that you don't need. I wouldn't recommend using this particular list. I would suggest that you continue using brief display when you're sending it to yourself by email. Now, once you choose brief display and your email, you can always print it out from your email by hitting your print button option, which should show up somewhere in your email. For us in Gmail, it's at the top of the page where it says print all. This is what your printed page would look like if you printed the mark display. And here is what it would look like if you printed the brief display. This one might be more easily readable. Your next option for exporting your list includes a screenshot. So now I have brief display selected and screen. Once I hit submit, I get a screen of all of my reading history. From this page, I can right-click anywhere on the page and hit print. And this is what my page will look like. For my 8 borrowed items in my reading history, I have 2 pages. But you can see there's clear lines between each record, and each record only includes the author, the title, and the publisher information. Now, if I go back, looks like we lost our account. We will go back this way, go back into my reading history, hit export reading history. I'm going to select brief display, again from my format of list, and I'm also going to select local disk, and I'm going to hit submit. You will get a pop-up of where you want to save it and what you want to save it as under file name. I'm going to save this as reading list 3. Here on my left-hand side, I'm going to choose to save it to my desktop or my documents, preferably somewhere where I know I will be able to find it very easily. When it gives you an option to save as type, I prefer to save it as all files. Once I've done this, I hit save. If you have the option on your computer of showing recent downloads on the bottom of your page, you will see it here. Otherwise, you'll want to go to where it is that you saved it in your computer. Now, if you choose, you can open an Excel document and export that list into the Excel document. So if I open up Excel and I select a blank workbook, I can then hit File and I can hit Open. I'm going to select Browse, and on my left-hand side of my window, I'm going to select Desktop. This shows not everything that's on my desktop because it's limited to Excel files. So from this drop-down menu, I am going to select All Files. This is alphabetical in my list, so I need to look for Reading History 3. There's my file. I'm going to click on it and select Open. I receive a notification that the file doesn't match and could be corrupted or unsafe. But if you downloaded it yourself, you can go ahead and trust the source and hit Yes. Here, you have the options of using the text import wizard. This is really up to what you want it to look like. You can choose a file type that best describes your data. Characters such as commas or tabs separate each field in the delimited format, And the fixed width format are fields that are aligned in columns with spaces between each field. In this case, I would recommend fixed width. Once you have selected which file type that best describes your data, hit Next. Now you can see that this screen right here lets you set field widths or column breaks, and the lines with arrows signify a column break. So I can create a break line at a desired position, and I can delete a break line, and I can also move a break line. So I'm going to delete this break line. I double click on the line and it goes away. Then I'm going to extend this to just after the number 8. So I'm hoping that these fields will kind of all stay together and separate it from the author, title, and publisher information field. Then I'm going to delete this line and extend this line out to the end of my page. Then I'm going to hit Finish. Now you can see my record, author, title, and publisher field, and my title field. If I want to expand these columns, I hit the top row here, like so. I hover over it, and when I get this slightly arrowed plus sign, I click and drag it over, and it extends my column size. Same for this one, where my author field is, my title field, and my publisher information. So now you see I have my record, my author, my title, my publisher information, and over here the corresponding information. If you have any questions about how to export your records, please call your local library. If you have any trouble, you can email your local library. Be sure to log out of your account when you're done. Thank you.